Bravo TV's Real Housewives franchise is one of the most successful reality shows of all time. It is making the Bravo network, the producers, and the cast members richer, and they love their viewers.
You don't want to miss it.
And let me give them the benefit of the doubt and say they don't realize the negative effects they're having on their audience. They're making them sadder, angrier, poorer, less able to function as an adult in society. The media that you consume affects you, but it also affects all of us collectively. How we behave in society in our daily life ripples out to the collective. Pretty soon, none of us can get along with each other. We have these role models who are adult women arguing, fighting, physically fighting, committing crimes, being petty, jealous, vengeful for our entertainment. I can only imagine how someone young who doesn't really think about the reason behind this show, why this show exists, might even aspire to be like these people. They've made it, they have money, they're famous, they're beautiful. Why does the show exist? I came across this little nugget, this interview with a cast member who had left the show on why she chose to do the show in the first place.
I call the Housewife franchise really good real estate.
Yeah.
So you can go on there and you can reinvent your career, and I was able to sell the brands that I wanted to create and sell. And so that, to me, is why you do something like that. That's why you do a show like that. It's a vehicle.
Surprise, surprise, it was for monetary reasons. Who would have guessed? Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having money. But when you have an audience, shouldn't you take some responsibility for the messages you're putting out? I really think some people don't think very deeply about this stuff and they take everything at face value. And some people even think that acting that way in a dramatic fashion makes them more interesting people. I've definitely seen younger people on TikTok putting on this badass, I don't give a attitude. And it's so obviously put on. Who are these people's role models? I personally can't watch this kind of programming. Watching people argue is very annoying to me. I grew up in a house where my parents, if they weren't arguing, they were silent. All they did was argue with each other or ignore each other. And I remember lying in bed as a kid, covering my ears, just trying to block out the sound of them arguing. And so for me, watching this kind of programming is extremely stressful. Doing this research was excruciating. But I did it because I think this is important to talk about. I think a lot of people don't think about this stuff. Now, some people think that Hollywood has an agenda, that either they're desensitizing us to certain things, filling our minds with subliminal messages, distracting us with this foolishness so we won't see what's really going on. I personally don't subscribe to those conspiracy theories. For me, I just think it's all about money. They're morally bankrupt and only care about making money, sadly. But I do like to give people the benefit of the doubt and say maybe they just don't realize, maybe they just don't know the effect that this kind of media has on people. It's entertainment, right? But as more people wake up and speak up, I think things will change. I have faith. Underneath, we're all beautiful souls, even the housewives, even the producer of the Housewives. We're just all caught up in this 3D world that we're living in, where money is the most important thing to many.
And I was able to sell the brands that I wanted to create and sell.
If you've gotten this far in the video, you're a person who cares about your own personal growth. Like me, we believe that everything is for us, everything is a lesson for us. It's not really about blaming the others. It's about what can we learn from this. What we can learn from this is to monitor ourselves, monitor the media that you're taking in, whether it's on television or even on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. There's just so much negative, mindless, foolish, and harmful to our mental health content out there that we just really need to start thinking. What do we want to feed our souls with? What do we want to feed our minds with? And do we want to continue to give our attention, and attention means money, to these people who aren't really giving us anything valuable in return. And if you feel like you've gotten some value out of this video, I really would appreciate if you would subscribe to this channel and learn with me weekly. We're opening our eyes. We're looking at these things that we tend to take for granted, and we are delving in, expanding our minds, and evolving through them. So as part of my personal growth, I'm learning to ask for things. I've never been good at asking for things, asking for help, asking for anything. But now I'm asking because, hey, I'm growing. And I appreciate you watching this, and I hope it made you think a little. Have a beautiful day.